show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day. Monday through Friday at noon. It's lunchtime fun, folks. And boy, it's November 12th already, folks. Another week, right? 2 weeks. You got Thanksgiving. Bam, Christmas. I mean, the new year, everything just keeps going. It's nuts. And as you get older, time just keep going. It goes by so fast, right, guys? But we have a great show lined up for you guys today. First of all, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military. And let's not forget our friends from the veterans. It was just Veterans Day yesterday, Sepify, and thank you for what all the veterans do, the men and women out there to fight for our country. So we can say and do what we want to do, man. We have a great show lined up today. We got my buddy Rob Steppen. That's right. Rob Steppen will be in the house, folks, and he fronts a band called The Generations. The name itself is going to tell you what kind of songs from The Generations, and they have so many great songs that they do. He's going to be on the show, folks. He's plugging a big show coming up Saturday, November 2nd. The Generations band will be at Dirty Nelly's for Easter Seals Autism little fundraiser, folks, and that's 7:15 at Dirty Nelly's in Palatine. That's a big show they got coming up, and they can do a lot of other shows as well. They'll be at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles on January 18th, and then the Epithet Center downtown Chicago on March 6th. So they got a lot of good stuff. He's been in the business a long time. It's showtime, guys. Richie from Seventh Heaven to take us out. Are you guys ready? Because I'm in a good mood. Showtime. Let's go. Thank you, Richie from Seventh Heaven, and Dino Manzella. Thank you, buddy, for that. Hey, it's Ocean. It is Wednesday. All right, guys. Now, I just went up for just an incredible day, and all the entertainers that showed up. It's mind-boggling to me that people are humble enough to come out to the shows coming out on a Sunday when everybody thought it was going to be 15 inches of snow. And, of course, the Chicago Bears, who are winning ugly. We're not even going to go there. Thank you all, of course, Mr. Onesti, for that. Now, we got a busy week coming up, folks. But before we do that, it's time for sponsors, folks. And the number one sponsor, you know it. I know it. They've been with us from the beginning. Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, folks. Blackstone 28-inch griddle with hood. Normally $279.99 down from $399. It's 30% savings. Free $10 gift card when you purchase a $50 gift card. Now that's 2 per limit, folks. Save on the $150 on Milwaukee Pack House. Save between $50 to $150 on Milwaukee Modular Pack Out Tool Storage System when you spend $199 or more. And folks, Black Friday, 25% all Carhartt clothes, folks. That's jackets and pants. Yeah, great stuff. Everything you need from our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friend from Ace Hardware. Busy week coming up, folks. Like I said, we got Rob from Generations, The Generations, and he's going to be coming on about 12:33 right after the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. What do we got? And, yesterday, we got a busy week, so let me tell you what's going on. Tomorrow we'll be at Tavern on the Point. Beautiful place. It's going to be a lot of fun. Me and Jumpin' Jerry Jams. It's going to be a lot. That's a 7 o'clock hit in Edison Park, celebrating my good friend Christina Bertoli's birthday from the TV show Smothered. And Pizza Boy Pizza. You got to love it. That's tomorrow night, Tavern on the Point. John and their staff are doing an incredible job. Friday, we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Double T, Tony, Toto. It's going to be a great time. And that is Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, 2 nights at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with the Main Event Band. Saturday night on the 15th of November. It's an 8:30 hit. And then Sunday, back again there, folks, for Sinatra Sunday. And that's a 4:30 hit. New start time. Tickets, oshows.com this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be fun. Now, yesterday night, I went to, I don't know, since we were celebrating Veterans Day, and I'm a member of the Sons of Legions. I'm married to the sons of fathers and parents that were in the Army and stuff. So I go to the base over there in Bensonville, try to go as much as I can. Big to me. I support the veterans. I support the first responders and the men and women that they do. So I go to their meetings and we hang out over there and have a little fun. So again, Cousin Danny, thank you for that. And Carlo, great seeing you, buddy. Tomorrow, of course, on Thursday, Carol Brandolino will be coming live to you from New York City. She's coming live. So we got 2 New York. Then, of course, let's not forget Donnie Drama. Donna Biaggi coming back on Friday from downtown New York City, folks. And he's going to talk about the New York Knicks doing fantastic. We're my New York Knicks. We're so excited about that. The Giants, not so good, folks. Not so good. But we're going to talk about this crazy shit that's going in New York, folks, with this new mayor. And it's going to be the end of New York City, as you guys know. It's pretty squeezed between New York and Illinois, the worst. But New York took a turn, and Donnie's going to tell us all about that this Friday. Donnie Biaggi, Donnie Drama, will be joining us, of course, today. All right, so let me see who's watching today, folks, on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Buddy, how you doing, pal? Rebecca, what's up, my friend? Hanging and Banging is in the house. Nina Turney. We got California. We got San Diego, Indiana, Indianapolis. How you doing? Boston, New Jersey. Lilia, Albert from the Ron Onesti organization. How are you doing, guys? It's a great afternoon here. Ocean's Pit. What else do we got to talk about? So much more to talk about. Now, you guys know that, we talk about everything on this show. And as you know, no topic is thrown to the gutter, as you would say. Politics, religion, music, that we talk about everything. And of course, that's why. And it's live, so we try to do the best we can. Carlo is in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? And we just try to, whatever topics we can come up with. And we go from one extreme to the other. And, we've been doing this now almost 6 years, Monday through Friday at noon, folks. And we just love all you people that get to watch the show. And if you watch, mostly you'll get the people that watch it on the repeat, and all 5 different social media outlets. We're coming to you from the Mo Carrara Facebook page, the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page. We're on the Ocean's Pit Facebook page. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on X. And of course, we're also on LinkedIn. I said LinkedIn already. So God, I don't even know where to start the way this crazy world is going on right now. WGN TV put out, folks, that's right, some states are requiring public schools to teach gun safety in their classrooms. Now, it's another thing we're not supposed to talk about, guns and this and that. Look, you guys know what I'm about. I'm an open book. I don't hide anything, and this is what I believe. Gun safety. Wow, that's a stretch. You figure maybe teach the kids how to flat tire. Maybe that would do. Some stuff they need, or how to write a check if anybody still writes checks. I pay my guys with checks every week, so I'm still old school. You know what I mean? But now they're going to do this in some states. I guess if you're going to do it, learn it right. And maybe, I'm all, if people want to have guns, I have no problem with that. I know a lot of my friends that are hunters and people rely on that, get their food out there. I think there needs to be a little bit more strict rules on how people purchase these guns. And I'm not talking about giant rifles and stuff like that. People have stuff in their homes to protect their houses, whatever it is. People I know carry and whatever it is, because you can do whatever that is. But I don't know, man. Teaching the kids, that's something that you see about here on gun safety. We'll have to talk about that another time, but it'll be interesting to see. Also, Hooters. You guys remember Hooters? Now we talk about, like I said, everything. Now, Hooters, back when the day, people would go, they have the waitresses, the way, I don't even know if they call them now, the waitresses, the food people. You want to make sure you call them the right thing before somebody gets offended. But they're coming back with a new look. And I haven't been to Hooters in about 20 years. So I don't know they're coming back they say they're coming back with a new and improved, more family-friendly restaurant. The menu is not going to be so complicated. It's going to be more easy, based back down again. But I didn't know they're coming back to their regular 1980 uniforms, the white tops and the classic shorts, whatever it is. I never know the outfits and everything changed. I remember the wings used to be very good there, and I've not been there in 20 years, but they're trying to make a comeback. We'll see it happen. More like a beach vibe, according to the Post. More a beach vibe, family-friendly Hooters. So we'll see. Will I try it again? Probably not. I don't like eating all shit anyway. Teach the kids fishing, hanging and banging. I agree with you, buddy. Teaching the kids how to go outside and play. Alderman Dick Sayed is in the house from Des Plaines. How you doing, brother? Patrice is in the house, former Chicago Honey Bear. Boy, your Bears are on a roll. Patrice, I know you're happy, and of course they're beat the worst teams ever. They have not beaten a good team yet, so you got to take the ugly win as whatever you do. But Patrice, I'm happy for you guys, and I'm happy for the Chicago Honey Bears. Daryl Armenstad, the professor, is in the house. What's up, brother? All right, so yeah, they need to be taught some other things. But if you're going to get to that extreme, you might as well have someone teach you the right thing, because something, like I said, it's a different topic to talk about, right? But I'd rather have somebody learn. If you're going to learn how to do it and do it right, maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. Who knows? It's crazy. We were talking about a story about the Grand Canyon. Now, you know what? People do crazy things. You're never going to see me skiing. You're never going to see me mountain climbing like Daryl climbed 8 mountains. Ice skating, no, ain't gonna happen. Surfing ain't gonna happen. And going like the Grand Canyon is beautiful. But if you think that if for 1 minute I'm going to get on those donkey rides they got now, or they go, I don't know if you've seen this, and here's a story right now. There's a gentleman doing this Grand Canyon thing. He was doing the walking trail, and he, fell off the side 100 feet. I mean, you go to these places, you take a shot every time. Or the zip lining thing, no way. On these roller coasters, no way that's going to happen to me. And they got now these guides where they go down on these donkeys, and man, and there's not the trail from, I remember years ago, and I never was on the donkey. I was just watching people on the donkey at the Grand Canyon, and you're watching these people take their life. All that donkey that just steps off the edge of the road there, boom, that's it. They're gone. And I don't know how people actually keep doing that. It's crazy, taking their own rest. Yeah, it's just hard enough. So it's crazy. All right, guys. What do we got here? Sally Kirkland has passed away. She's a Broadway star, dies at the age of 84 years old. Also, the world's oldest living Olympian, cyclist. That's right, Charles Coste dies at the age of 101 years old. The oldest living Olympian. Very, very cool. It's crazy. Oh, my God. McDonald's, you hear about this? McDonald's in China, ladies and gentlemen. McDonald's in China now, when you're sitting there to eat lunch, they have built-in bicycles. Riding bicycles to make you lose weight while you're eating the McDonald's burgers. So an exercise bike is built into the table in China. So while you're eating the burger, you can work out all at the same time. Talking about health. Health issues. There you go. I've ziplined before. It was a blast. Daryl, you have. But you've also climbed 10 mountains or 8 mountains. So should they put exercise bikes in all the McDonald's? Why not? And then they have to have a weight limit too. So you have to, that can go to a whole nother story. Crazy. Naperville News, folks, Fox 32, Naperville News, they arrested a man, of course, having enough fentanyl, enough to kill the entire cities. I mean, you know what? I'm glad they're coming down on some of these busting these drug stuff like that. But man, it's getting worse and worse. For the kill so bad for you. This all the time on the show. You know, it's the future that we have, and it's scary. It's scary for let alone people who have kids and grandkids. That's what I'm worried about. I have kids too. You know, you got to worry about that. Double T, what's up, my brother? You can eat 2 Big Macs now, all right, instead of 1 now because you got the exercise bike hanging and banging. Absolutely. Watch yourself. Also, if you're a Jimmy Kimmel fan, I'm not, but you guys know that already. But if you are a Jimmy Kimmel fan, of course, his band leader passed away, Cleto Arobeto, if I'm pronouncing his name right. So our prayers go out to the family, of course. Jimmy Kimmel losing his band leader. That's tough. You know what I mean? Hey. Anyway, what else? We got more stuff to talk about today. Like I said, at 12:33, right after the weather, Rob, my good friend Rob Steppen, from the Generations Band. So it's going to be very cool. I'm excited, you know, when I love bringing other local talents on, and we have different people on the show all the time. It's very, very cool to support other talents, to support local establishments, to support live entertainment. That's what we need to do. Beautiful day out. All the snow is gone, Jeanette. And we knew it was going to be. And there really wasn't much snow. And that's what I mean. Sunday, we do the Des Plaines Theater. You got the Bears on against the New York Giants. And the morning of, the weather says 10 to 15 inches of snow. And all these anal people come running out because you know how they are when the first hint of snow hits. They're running out to get bread and eggs because they think they're going to be locked in their doors because it says 10 to 15 inches. O'Hare got 6 inches. Midway got maybe 2.6. And it's gone. But we also understand, folks, we're in Chicago. We're surprised. I can't stand this time of season when you get people all over Facebook and they're posting, oh, the snow is coming. The snow is coming. It happens every year, folks. Oh, my God. What are you going to do? Let's get to another quick sponsor, folks. That's right. Real estate at its finest. My good friend, Mary Grievous, folks. If you're looking for some real estate, you want to do it, you do it right. My good friend, Mary Grievous, on her real estate, folks, said, meet Mary Grievous, you're trusted. Oh, that's so things moving a little slow today, guys, including me. So there you go. Yesterday, moving fine. Today, it's moving a little slow. So I want to make sure we got Mary in here. Meet Mary Grievous, your trusted local realtor with years of experience and deep understanding of the market. She's here to guide you every step of the way. Let's turn your real estate dreams into reality. Contact her today. Available for sale by owners and expired listings. That's Mary Grievous at Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate, mgrievous at starkre.com, or give her a call at 630-688-1725. And you know what Mary does? Besides doing real estate, she also does NTD Vacation. And if you know what NTD Vacations mean, folks, you know what that means. It means the Chicago Music Cruise. That's right. NTD Vacations, the Chicago Music Cruise, number 3. This will be the 3rd time the Tony Ocean Band and Seventh Heaven will be hitting the 7 seas, baby. Woo! It's going to be fun on the brand new ship MSC World America. We are about 67 days away, January 17th to January 24th. Miami, Honduras, Cozumel, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tony Ocean, the main event band, and of course, Seventh Heaven, folks. It's our 3rd one with the group, and we have a lot of fun. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or give Mary a call, 630-688-1725, and say, I want to Ocean with Ocean, and join us on that incredible cruise that we have so much fun. It is a lot of fun. Other stuff that we got coming up, folks. and like I said, a lot of stuff that we still got coming up here, folks. On the 20th of November, we'll be at Venuti's in Addison at night. And joining me on the show Thursday, the 20th, besides Carol Brandolino, my co-host, we also have Conservative Anthony, folks. That's right. I don't know how many millions of followers he has on Instagram and social media. He'll be on the show, folks, with us talking. He'll be in town for a couple of days. And of course, he's also going to make an appearance at Venuti's in Addison on the 20th. That's going to be Thursday night. And Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band, will be playing there. Now, if you've been following this show or you follow Conservative Ant, you also know that Danny Ramundi, my saxophone player, is the father of Conservative Ant. So it's going to kill two birds at one stone. Anthony was on the show before, and we're going to get to meet, and you guys can meet and greet him when he's going to be at Venuti's on the 20th. Excited. Black Wednesday, or the day before Thanksgiving, I'm going to be at Positano's in Oak Brook with Jerry Jams and Lisa P. On the 29th, returning to Bellagio in Roselle. Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Tivoli Theater on December 4th with Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, and it's a special holiday Christmas show. Forget the holiday show. It's a Christmas show. That's what it is, folks. December 4th. At the Tivoli Theater, and then December 6th will be at Mears Civic Center in Indianapolis. That's right, December 6th with Ocean's Rat Pack going to Indianapolis. We'll be at JMO's on the 28th of December, Mokina, Illinois, celebrating his birthday. That's a Saturday night Main Event Band and surprise guests. And then, the 28th, and then the 27th will be at Taverna on Division in Melrose Park as well. So good stuff happening, a lot of fun, and I'm excited. Let's not forget another sponsor, Armando's Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local. Our good friend Danny Maggi from Armando's, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Buy local, shop local. All right. So let's go back to some headlines, folks. And this is cool. Jill, you sent this in. I don't know if you're watching today, Jill. I hope you're doing well out there. And it's so nice you guys take your time and spend a little lunch with us. There she is, Jill. I know you posted this or you shared this, and I love this. When a door closes, knock on it a few times. But if it still doesn't open, let it stay closed. I think that's very cool. In career, in love, in life, when you see the period at the end of the sentence, don't try to turn it into comma. Know when something's over and move on. And you know what? I think that's a great quote, Jill, and thank you for sending that in. I love when some of these stuff that you guys send me. What do you want for your birthday, Jeanette? Nothing, my dear. Nothing. Don't send me nothing. Please, I'm going to be 63. What do we want? God, the Armani here comes on this from Hillside. Democrats impeach Trump for withholding aid for Ukraine. What's the punishments for Democrats withholding aid for the American people? Ooh, you're good. Oh, I love when you guys send me all this stuff. And like I said, no topic here is unfolded. We don't hide anything here. So that's the best thing about the show, folks. Unfiltered and fun, as you say, and I think it's important that you guys be yourself. I'm excited about the Italian singer Neck coming to Des Plaines Theater Wednesday, November 19th. Now, there's also, if you're following Italian music, there's Eros Ramazzotti, who's fantastic. I mean, we all follow the old Italian singers, but some of you, what I like about Ramazzotti is Americans like him. Who like Italian music, plus of clients do. He also records stuff in Spanish. Neck does the same thing. Neck is a little bit more, he's got a brand new record out, and he's a little bit more hard rock. Not more hard rock, but he got a little bit more punch than Eros Ramazzotti, and that's going to be at the Des Plaines Theater on the 19th, Wednesday. Ron Onesti bringing it in, which is going to be very, very cool. And that's what I love about Ron, brings in a lot of great different talent. We had last week. We had a story about a man who won like 26 cases as a lawyer, and then they found out he wasn't even licensed to be a lawyer. Well, here's the same thing here, folks. Pretends to be a flight attendant, flies free for 120 times before he gets caught. A 35-year-old man has been convicted after pretending to be a flight attendant to book more than 120 free flights across major United States airlines over a 6-year period. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for Southern District of Florida, Tyron Alexander falsely claimed to work for airlines including American, Delta, United, Southwest, and Spirit, using fake employee credentials to access internal booking systems meant for legitimate crew members. From 2018 to 2024, reportedly used 30 different badge numbers and hire dates to secure no-cost travel. Okay, so who's the idiot here? The guy that got away with it, or the idiots that never checked? But this guy's good. But they finally got caught after 120 times of flying for free. See what I mean about this crazy world? Emo from Florida, what's up, buddy? I hope you're doing well. It's the best show I know. Nick, for the first time, he's saying in San Remo. That's right. He's fantastic. He is fantastic at what he does, man. You got to love it. Okay, now here's interesting. Since we're going to have Rob from the Generations Band on, and of course he's going to be doing music from all generations. Artists with the most weeks at number one. That means either albums or songs when they were released. How you call it, Spotify, or whatever it is now, right? Because I know vinyl is still out there. They made a big comeback. But I mean, what's interesting here, and it's got the top, this is maybe 20 here. If you're going to look at artists with the most weeks at number one. Very, very cool. I'm surprised here on these. So let me look here. It's a top 20. Eagles came in. Mariah Carey comes in at 19. Eminem had 35 weeks at number one. Prince, 35 weeks at number one. Drake, 37 weeks. Harry Belafonte had 37 weeks at number one. The Monkees, 37. Fleetwood Mac, 38. Rolling Stones, 38. Elton John, 39. Most weeks at number one on Billboard. Adele, weeks at number one. Morgan Wallen, 41 weeks at number one. Whitney Houston, 46. Kingston Trio, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley. Anyway, yeah. Kingston Trio, 46 weeks at number one. Michael Jackson, 51 weeks at number one. Garth Brooks, 52. Elvis, 67 weeks at number one. Taylor Swift, 89 weeks at number one. And of course, who's the number one? The Beatles. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. That's right, 132 weeks at number one. It's amazing some of these acts, like the Beatles and Elvis and Journey's Greatest Hits, is still like in the top Billboard top 20. And they haven't put out good music in years, but that Greatest Hits is huge. Enos and Nick, a couple great singers. Yes, they are great singers. Peter, good afternoon, everyone. Peter, happy birthday. I hope you are surviving your birthday, my friend. All right, New York restaurants are hiring cashiers from the Philippines to work over Zoom for $3.75 an hour. It's New York, boy, baby. Some New York restaurants are now replacing front desk staffs with remote cashiers in the Philippines who appear on video screens to greet customers, take orders, and process payment through Zoom. This is the future, folks. They got some of these places right now where they have the drive-ins where there's no people there, and you order things online, right? I think there's a Portillo's in Rosemont that does that. But imagine walking into these restaurants and there's a screen like this and you look, how you doing? Somebody says, hi, I can help you, whatever it is, right? You pay for it and they send you. The virtual cashiers powered by a company called Happy Cashier earned around $3 an hour compared to New York's $16 minimum wage for a real live person. Dennis Lake Geneva, what's up, buddy? Don't forget the Kingston Trio first sang was a very good year. Sinatra, that's right. And Sinatra loved it. Good one. Wow, Emo. You know your history, buddy. You know your history. Yvette, good afternoon. These are virtual cashiers powered by, wow. So $16 minimum wage for a real person. They can pay guys $3 an hour from the Philippines, and they're not even there on Zoom. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. I've made some bad choices in life, but at least I've never owned a pair of Crocs. That is a no-no unless you're a kid. How about those 60-year-olds with white socks on and they got Crocs on in the summer? Oh, it drives me crazy. All right. So, again, we're going to have Rob on from The Generations Band. We're talking about bands. We're talking about music. We're talking about bar gig etiquette. 100%. The rules when you're playing at an establishment. This is for people that it might be near the stage or around the bar area, wherever you're performing at. And John Guarini was a great keyboard player who played with us Sunday at the Des Plaines Theater, and plus he has his own group. And also he works with Christine Knievel, of course, the daughter of Robbie Knievel and the granddaughter of Evel Knievel. Anyway, so John Guarini puts this out. He's also in the Dueling Pianos show that he does. But this is bar gig etiquette. Makes a lot of sense. Tip the band if you're going to. If you come up with a certain song, whatever it is, tip the band. Don't try to talk to us during mid-song. That is the worst. When you're singing and you're doing something and somebody comes, hey, did I say I did my wedding 10 years ago? All right. Wait till the song is over. These are good, Johnny, if you're listening. Buying the band shots is always a smart move. Maybe the first shot, but after that, no, it's not a good move. First shot, maybe to get the night going, but after that, no, do not. Play something good. It's not a request. Do not come on stage unless invited. Don't walk up on the stage when people are singing or playing. This could be a big venue or a small venue. It doesn't make a difference. Good one. Don't request or shout out Freebird. Oh, now that only happened a couple times. That didn't happen too much at the Tony Ocean shows. But you will get an asshole now and then that does that. We already know it's too loud. We already know it's too loud. So don't tell us to turn down. Oh, God. Understand we don't have a favorite song. Yeah, we don't. People ask me, Tony, sing your favorite song. Man, I don't have one. Because on my set list, folks, you go from Sinatra, Rat Pack. Then we're going into Motown. Then we're going into pop. And then we're going to the 70s. And then we're going, you're going into, Sweet. And then you're going to AC/DC. And then you're going into disco. I don't have, if I tell you what I listen to in my car, folks, I don't listen to anything. I stopped listening to music after the 80s. I stopped listening to music. So, because the music after the 80s is complete garbage. Yeah, okay. Don't put your drink on stage. Yeah, don't walk up. Yeah, big good one. Yeah. We don't know every song. Don't come up there and say, Tony, can you do steal a horse, ride a cowboy, or whatever the hell it is? We don't do it. No, we won't play it next. We will play it in the set, but not next. And don't touch our gear. Love this etiquette, Johnny. Love this etiquette. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. It's time for the JRC Ace Hardware weather. Oh, yeah. You know what? Everybody know it's that turn. You know how it's getting. It's getting a little crazy right now. So holiday Christmas is coming. I'm so excited. It is time for the JRC Ace Hardware Minutes. That's right. Everything is moving a little slow today, guys. Just bear with us here. Bear with us. Everything's moving a little slow today. Let's see if this pops up and we'll be good here. Oh, there you go. No, there. It's the Ace Hardware Minute, folks. JRC Ace Hardware Minute, folks. The weather today for Wednesday, November 12th. 50 degrees out there, folks. 40% humidity, 12-mile-an-hour winds. No rain in the forecast for today, Wednesday, 12th of November. Brought to you by our friends. Ace Hardware is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And let's get rid of this too as well. And then we're going to bring up our guest, folks. I'm excited when we have different artists on and different people on to promote, because I do believe that there's enough work here in the city of Chicago that everybody can have work and enjoy and have a good time. That's what it's about. This next gentleman, Rob Steffen, folks, he fronts a band called The Generations, and they all types of music. Got a big gig coming up November 22nd at Dirt. That's in Palatine for the Easter Seals and Chicagoland, great covering the Rockford area. It's going to be good. They got different cover charge. So Rob will tell you more when he comes on the show. Then, of course, he'll be at the Arcada, Ronald Estes Arcada Theater on January 18th. And then he'll be at the Empathy Center in the city of Chicago going into the spring on March 6th. So let's get my buddy on here. Everything is moving a little slow, so I do apologize today. It happens when it's live. And we're going to bring on Robert. Rob, make sure he cuts through here. Rob has been in the green room. Here he comes, shaking in soon. Here he comes. Let's bring him back in again. Here he comes. There he is. Quote.
There you go, Tony.
Robert, there he is. What's up, Mike?
How are you, my friend?
How are you doing, pal?
Good to see you, my brother. Yes. Great.
Good.
Great. How are you doing today?
Thank you for being on.
Well,
I'm good, brother.
And
you know what?
It's be on your show.
You know what? Your mother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What I want to say to you is, first of all, the people that are Rob, of course, fronts the band The Generations, and you know, we this first time we met. We've always talked on the phone. It's the first time we're seeing each other. And we talked about bands and different entertainers and Chicago. But Rob, I like what you do because the music, The Generations, is exactly what people want to hear. And we're going to talk about that, a lot of stuff that you do. But don't you feel? First of all, let's get simple, get some stuff out of the way. Rob, where were you born, brother?
Sure. Chicago, Illinois.
Do you have a big family?
So I have a brother and a sister, and they both live in the area. We were, raised in Skokie, even though I was born in Chicago, and it was a great time. Great, I would say that it was. We're a tight-knit family, and we do have. I mean, outside of our nucleus family, we have a very large family, many aunts and uncles and cousins, and it's just wonderful. It was a great time growing up in that area.
Well, let me ask you something. Growing up in that area, I asked this to everybody who was on the show. Who influenced you? Was it the Beatles on TV? You were watching them when you first seen them? Was it an uncle, grandfather, friend? Who was the one that influenced it? Man, this is what I want to do.
So my parents actually influenced me in many ways, but musically, we had a musical house. And my mom played piano and accordion. My dad played upright bass. They both sang. My brother and sister sing. And, I started out playing drums, and so I got the rhythm that way. Then I moved into playing bass. I learned how to play bass. After that, I learned keyboards. And finally, guitar. And so I started writing music in the 80s. You talk about 80s being a great time. That was when I started writing songs. And it was just such a creative time for me in my life.
The music was fantastic. Like I said, I say all the time, after the 80s left and this grunge took over, it just destroyed the music in my business. And I have not listened to the music radio since. Because I bring my own, if I listen to what I want to listen to, I have my list of songs, and this is what I listen to. You know what I mean? But do you remember, Rob, how old you were when you learned your very first song, and what was it, if you can remember?
Yeah. So when I was 9 years old, I played drums, and I learned Crocodile Rock from Elton John. And it was just great. Elton John, I still love Elton John. The Generations have played Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting in one of our sets. And so great musician, talented guy.
He was great singer songwriter. Right, of course, Bernie. I think he wrote Elton wrote the music, I think, and then Bernie wrote the lyrics.
Yes.
And the lyrics are very important. We'll talk about that. Some of the stuff that you said that you're writing, and you've been writing songs. Sure. So, let's get to Generations. Now, you've been in a lot of other groups, but we're talking about the Generations. Big gig coming up on the 22nd of November. If they've never seen the band, what would they get when they come to Dirty Nellies? What kind of music? What are they going to get?
So our genre is classic rock. We do 70s and 80s rock. We do a few 60s, so we'll do some Beatles, we'll do some Monkees. You mentioned, those bands before, Jefferson Airplane. There's a spoiler because we are doing a new song. But I would say attendees can expect an unforgettable night filled with both nostalgia and excitement. We're performing a mix of some of our originals. We have 4 originals that will be in the set, and then everything else will be cover tunes. And when you get to the bottom of it, usually at a show, people are energized so much that they're dancing in the aisles at the last show we played at the Des Plaines Theater. As you just played there, and you have all these seats. Well, people didn't want to sit; they just were dancing, on each of the aisles. And thanks to Ron Onesti and his group of people, they were just a pleasure to deal with.
Yeah, they are. And me and Ron go back many years. He pushed our show, The Pack is Back. And G for my dad, and even Mary and my wife Laura. So Ron is the best at what he does. And
Yes.
Do you think, though, Rob, to make it successful these days with all these great, because there's a lot of great talent in Chicago, but I remember in the 80s, it was like, oh, you had to come out with your original songs, and you went out there and you played your original songs, and you did some covers here and there because you wanted that record deal that we were all trying to get in the 80s, great bands that came out 70s, 80s, off Broadway, Pez Band, Survivor, but now it seems like you almost have to be a jukebox, technically, right? You're out there, you have to kind of be a jukebox. And sometimes I think the attention don't have the same attention spans as they used to, right? So what's your take on it?
Well, first off, I agree with you. I think back in the 80s, think about this, Tony, when you were, growing up in that scene, MTV was it. That's how you promoted your songs, through videos, and, everything was on that station. But now, to your point, I think things have changed. People want to go see cover bands and tribute bands, and they really want to sing, they want to dance, they want to tap their feet, they want to scream out and all that stuff. But what I'll tell you about the Chicago scene, in my point of view, is it's very genuine. It's a musical melting pot, and there's an abundance of venues, great venues out there, great booking agents and promoters in this scene. And the venues, and there's a lot of collaboration between people like myself and the Generations. We're trying to find more and more people to bring to the Generations concert, and we connect with the audience, we connect with other musicians, we connect with people to help support each other. So but the scene is great. In essence, I would say that it appears to be really dynamic and welcoming, that kind of environment, particularly for artists who want to be a part of that community. And in your band, you guys crush it. That's how I feel. I'm curious about you too, Tony.
Well, I think, thank you for that, brother. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know, I got very lucky because I have an audience that goes out and they're out 3-4 nights a week, and they spend money and they drink. And that's how the bars make money. That's how they make money, guys. Right. I don't care how good you are. I don't care the grade show. I don't care if half your show is live and half your show is tracks. We don't play tracks. Bullshit. The people don't care. They
Yeah.
want to see you dance. They want to hear songs. And if the food is good or they want a nice cocktail. This, I mean, a lot of people make
Mhm.
it sound a little bit more harder than it really is. And like you said, it's very important. And your fans and Ace, as we get to our age, I'm going to be 63 in December. So you know what? A lot of people don't want to go out. Oh, we'll
Congratulations.
go out on Friday and Saturday, or we'll go out on Well, thank you. But you got some great things going now. Who picks the
We do.
music? How do you do that, Rob? What do you say? Hey, boy, this one. I don't know if we can do this one. Is it a team effort when you guys pick new songs?
Typically I will poll the band, and I'll talk to different musicians in the band, and some of them say, hey, why don't we bring in this song by Toto? Why don't we bring in this song by Cheap Trick? Why don't we bring in a Led Zeppelin tune? Why don't we bring in Jefferson Airplane or the Romantics? Like all these different songs, and we're a high energy set, so people will expect to be rocking very high energy. And when we pick these songs, in addition to the the originals, we want to think about the audience in mind, because it's not what do we like. We may like these songs, we may not like these songs, but what will the audience like, and what's going to bring them to the shows? I will tell you that the shows that we played over the last year or so, it's been north of 200 at every show, and we're just so blessed and fortunate and humbled that so many people come out to support us, and just a great feeling. So the songs, to your point, are what attracts them. They want to see this band. They want to come because it's a good cause and we're raising money for a good cause, and they just want to have fun.
Basically, and it's good a thing about you guys too. You don't overdo yourself in the clubs. It's like, um, okay, you can see him on Friday, you can see him on Saturday, you can see him on Thursday, you can see him. I do that because it's my living. I have to do that, and I make a very good one. So I'm very excited. I got lucky with that. Like I said, but what's great also, and I wish I can do that. I wish I can be like, hey man, now you can. Oh well, you ain't gonna see him for another. Like I love this. You're playing November 22nd at Dirty Nelly's again. Frank's a great place. It's going to be for the Easter Seals Autism cause. You're going to see a great show and for a good cause and a great venue. Then you're going to another great venue, like I said, January 18th, right after the holiday, to the Arcada Theater in beautiful St. Charles. And then you're going to the City Empathy Theater, Empathy Center, a nice little place too, in March 6th in the spring. So it's kind of cool that you do everything that you do. But there's got to be a time, Rob, when you're looking at your list, you're playing the people, you got all those, you're excited, you look down in the set list, and I don't know if but a dumb song comes up, you go, ugh. You don't want to do it, but you have to. Is there any one of those on that list where you look over to your singer and go, oh boy, you got to roll your eyes? There's got to be one.
We've done, so like at each of the shows, if there is one of those what you call the songs that we don't prefer, we change up the set list the
Yeah.
next show. So we will constantly
Okay.
tweak the set list, and we have to be mindful of that. So there may be a song from first couple of gigs, and now we've really tweaked it, but that doesn't mean in the future you're going to see the same set of songs. I think that
Yeah.
we will change it up for the Arcada. We will change it up for the Epiphany Center, because we want people to move and groove during their experience, and that's what brings them back. I will tell you this: the feedback that I have had from these shows, which is tremendous, has my lights went out, Tony. Hang on one second. Just
It
bear
could be a
with me.
sign. It could be a good sign. Maybe you
No,
won
this is
money.
a good sign.
Somebody's leaving money, Rob.
Here's that lotto
Someone's
ticket,
leaving you
Tony.
money. It's a good sign.
So what a lot of people tell me, and I don't know how it is for you, is that the set list that we do brings them back to a period in their life that is very memorable. So as an example, it may be high school, it may be college, it may be their first, boyfriend or girlfriend, it may be whatever it is, it may be their wedding. And that like is imprinted in their mind, and that's what brings them back and back and back. I've had people at every single show. I've had people that have come to 3 out of the 4 shows that we've done recently, and they remember the band, and they're like, oh my god, I just remember this point in my life, and that song came on, and it's Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and I loved it.
And that's what I mean. And you're right. People do to you, and they'll say stuff like that. My God, when you do the Rat Pack and you do that's a completely different show than the Tony Ocean show, and you bring me back my grandfather or my parents. We used to watch, which is very, very cool. And it's nice that people give you that the back. They want to give you so you can know what song is good, what not. So, but you know what? There's so many songs when you say rock. I mean, you got to throw. There's Aerosmith. There's got to be an AC/DC. There's got to be a Zeppelin. There's got to be, and it's amazing how many bands are out there and they're playing classic rock, and people just they just it's because you can't even some of the songs that I'm doing from the 40s, 50s, 60s. People new music, right, Rob? What is going on music? What I mean, this new music is horrible.
I think there's a lot of copycats out there, and that's not to look. It could be a compliment, when you see people, take an Aerosmith riff and run it through their songs. I think that's more of a compliment. But to your earlier point, Tony, I would say that when you think of classic rock, where did that stem from? You mentioned the Beatles earlier. You mentioned the Rolling Stones. You mentioned Zeppelin. You got this power pop British influence into America, so to speak, and I love it. That's what people love. You talked a little bit about how many weeks, what album or what song was on, and the Beatles obviously crushed it. One of the things I remember growing up was Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. How many weeks was that on top of the Rolling Stones chart? And you're talking about progressive rock. So again, these are what influenced me growing up, is that power pop, the progressive rock of Yes and Genesis and Pink Floyd, and Rush was a big band for me. But the Beatles were big, Zeppelin was big, the Stones were big.
Yeah, right. With me, I never got into that Yes and Genesis and all that Pink Floyd. But if you're putting at Pink Floyd, how many weeks at number one? Fleetwood Mac Rumors, how many weeks on number one?
Yes.
Frampton Comes Alive, how many weeks at number one? I mean, it was like, oh my God. And when you do, and when they do a Fleetwood Mac song, don't stop. Even Dreams, when they sing that, or when Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I mean, people leave your seats. They're crazy. No matter how many bands do it. It's just a song that, it's amazing. But I feel bad, Robert, for the younger generation, because all they got, they can go back. But what's going to come up? Is there ever going to be another band like a Journey? Was there ever going to be another band like the Eagles? Is there ever going to be bands like that 20 years from now? They're still making great records?
It's hard to say, but I agree with you. Like the music scene is not what it was when you and I grew up. And so what happens is the younger generations are listening to our songs when we grew up. We listened to the Who, we listened to the Beatles, we listened to the Monkees. They're going back there and they're singing all those songs. They may not, like I'm a Believer. They may sing the Smash Mouth version, not the Monkees, but it's still, that's the songs. And so I do believe that these people are going back in time. The Gen Zs, the Gen Xs, like all those generations are looking for the right type of music to really rock out with. And that's where they can go see you. That's where they can go see me. They can see a lot of other bands out there on the scene. And I know people every weekend, they're circling their calendars. What bands am I going to go see? What venues am I going to see? You know, we're at Dirty Nellies. Dirty Nellies is an amazing club. They bring in
Yeah,
a ton of bands every single weekend, and during the
sure.
week too. It's not just the weekend. Jimmy does a great job. He's the owner over there, and we're
Right.
just blessed that we're going back because we had
Yeah.
our record release party. You mentioned vinyl earlier. We cut a vinyl album through Steve Albini and Third Man Records, Jack White's place last year, and that's where
Place. Yeah.
that's where this train started rolling. For the generations. And so we're going back, and it's just a great honor to do that.
Robert, you also mentioned besides covers, you do some original songs, and
Yes.
which is very cool because I love when people do their own music. How does the people, well, obviously your real fans, they respond to it, but you notice that sometimes some of these songs are so good that they might think it's another classic rock song that they might have not remembered hearing. And you're sneaking
Right.
them into the whatchamacallit, right? It's like, wow, who did that song? They come up to you, oh, we wrote that. That's our song. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. And
It
do you
is.
like writing original material? You like writing that kind of stuff?
I love it. I wrote a ton of songs in the 80s, and I don't know, I think we may have talked about this back in the 80s. Everything was analog. And so when I had written my first two songs and I recorded them professionally in Chicago, at the end of my session, the engineer handed me two-inch reel-to-reel tapes, and I said, Victor, I want to hear my songs. What are you doing? He goes, well, they're on these tapes. And I said, well, dude, how am I going to play them? I don't own a 2-inch reel-to-reel player. He's like, yeah, Rob, you'll just figure it out.
Right.
And I walked home. I forgot about them in a box. I found them, many years later. A friend of mine, Jim Perkulwitz, hooked me up with Steve Albini, the iconic producer of Nirvana and Foo
Sure.
Fighters. He produced Cheap Trick and Page and Plant, and
Right.
he
Yeah.
restored the tapes. He
Sure.
digitized them, and then we made a vinyl album. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had this vinyl album. We are currently working on our second vinyl album. So when you say, hey, oh yeah, I wrote that song. We're doing things that are really unique. We're doing things that maybe some of my friends wrote that we're recovering. You mentioned some great bands in the scene, in the 80s, like Pez Band and Off Broadway, and the Thumbs, and like all these different bands, Jim
Yeah.
Peterix bands, and so we're thinking back then and taking it to now, the future.
And that's incredible because you're writing music and putting out vinyl, which is, you're trying to reinvent your time. So we're almost up the end of the hour. And again, Rob Steppen from the Generations Band. Now they got, and one is next week, folks. It's the 22nd of November. Will be at the world-renowned downtown St. Charles on January, at the Empathy Center, of course, March 6th. If they want to book the band, how do they get a hold of the Generations?
So our website is the best way to grab some tickets, see a little bit about the band. We have videos, we have the charities, we have photos on there, we have the story. It is Rob Steppen, STEPEN music.com. So www.robsteppenmusic, all one word.com. And you could always go to any of the sites too. You can go to Dirty Nellies, you can go to Osho's, you can go to Epiphany Center. So both of those ways are ways that you can connect with us and get your tickets. I hope to see a lot of people. Tony, you should come on out, man. You'd have a blast if you're not playing.
You know me, I'm working, but if I could be there, brother, I would be there. Absolutely.
I'd call you on
and you
stage.
know what? It's what you come Rob, out. Keep doing what you're doing and what you're so, and like I said, I would love to. I just want to keep doing what you're doing and making people happy.
Thank you.
Because even though we got all the shitty shit that's going on in this world, when they come to your gigs and they come to people to see live music for that hour or 90 minutes, 3 hours, They're not thinking about any of that shit. They're thinking about these great songs and great group and great music. And that's what it's about, brother. Generations, the Generations. Make sure you guys check them out. It's going to be great. Rob, you have an incredible week, man. And peace and love to you guys.
You too, my brother.
It's about the time for us to go. But before we go, don't forget Tavern. Yeah, thank you, brother. Let's see here. Thank you. You're having a great weekend. Check them out. They're going to be fantastic. Guys, Tavern on the Point tomorrow night, folks. Again, go to Chicago Prime. And then, of course, Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speezy Saturday and Sunday. 2 days with the main event. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Very important. We got birthdays November 12th, folks. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization celebrating a birthday. Albert, which is actually on Saturday, but I'm going to give it to you again today, Albert. A good chef, 50 years old. Karen Lindy, of course, Karen, the wife of Rick Lindy, celebrating a birthday. One of a great Chicago talents, Rick Lindy. Chris Jericho, wrestling fans out there, and the band Fozzy. Chris Jericho, 55 years old. Lou Ferrigno, remember him, the Incredible Hulk, 79. Sir Jones, 85 years old. The great Bram Stoker, folks, the man who wrote Dracula, one of the greatest stories ever. Folks from the original Grassroots, you got to love them. And Sandra Peppa Dante from Salt and Pepper, who just said they're going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Robert, I know you're shaking your eye. I know I am. So please, that's another. We're going to have to come back and just talk about that. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, we should.
Mackenzie Phillips at the time. Simon Cowell. Roy Schreider, great actor, folks. Of course, Mary Travery. And last but not least, Wicks, 1926, is 99 years old. Get Wicks on Route 66, folks. We got to go, guys. But before us, now forget our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, folks. Christmas light, outdo your neighbors with a string of 100 starting is $9.99. Turkey bind for Ace is the place. Buy local, shopping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show. We'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, same station. And folks, don't forget Donnie Biaggi from Connecticut, New York will be joining us, of course, this Friday. It's going to be great. Guys, you guys have a great day. Be careful, be good. And Nick Sahajas, the piano man, take us out. Thank you, Robert, from the Generations Band. See you guys.
Thank you, my brother.
Have a great one. Peace.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.